What's up, YouTube peeps? I'm Original Askerella, and this is my channel, Original Askerella. Today's video, oh my god, today's video I am super stoked about. But that's the case with all my videos, but even more so today because I'm going to be giving you a list of 5 YouTube horror narrators that you should be listening to. Now, a few of these on the list you may have heard of, but a few you probably haven't, and you definitely need to subscribe and start listening to. Now, if you know me IRL or subscribe to the channel or have watched any of my videos, you know that I'm a little like freaky deaky, spooky wooky, and to say that I have a fondness for like the macabre is a bit of an understatement. So it's only natural that I love YouTube horror narration channels. Now, I personally like true scary stories more than like the creepypastas, and now, you know, they have the SCP Foundation that people talk about and have stories about. But the YouTube horror community encompasses all of that. And when I say community, that's definitely what it is. You know, I might do a video here and there that might brush up against, you know, that community, but I am first and foremost just a fan. And there are a few really awesome channels out there that do not get the recognition that they deserve, and maybe this will bring them a few new subscribers. But without further ado, let's get into it. Actually, before I get into the list, there's a couple other things I want to add to this preface of the video. First of all, I know there are a ton of huge horror narration channels out there, like Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Creepypasta, channels like that that have well over 1 million subs. All of the channels on this list are under 1 million subs, and a couple of them only have a few thousand. But they're like just as good as those big guys, and if they keep at it and, you know, continue with YouTube, I have no doubt they'll be at that point one day. It's hard out there on YouTube these days, I know, but these channels are, you know, the effort is put in, they are quality, and I know you're not going to be disappointed. I also am so fortunate to have received consent from each creator on this list to clip in some of their audio in the video, so you don't just have to take my word for it. You can hear what I'm talking about and judge for yourself. Now, last thing before we get into it, this is not like a ranked list or a countdown list. It's not really like my least favorite to my most favorite, or, you know, bottom to top or anything like that, because honestly there's a couple channels on this list I would have a hard time ranking one over the other because I love them so much, but in different ways, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is a list and I am counting them down, but it doesn't necessarily mean number 1 is greater than number 3 or anything like that. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. At number 5, we have Bad Vibes Storytelling. Now, Bad Vibes is a channel that's been around for a little over a year, I would say. One awesome thing about Bad Vibes and the rest of the creators on this list is that they upload regularly. Like, he does multiple uploads a week, and I personally feel like over the past few months, just the quality of the video, tone of voice, you know, intonation in reading and things like that have been, you know, ever improving. And Bad Vibes isn't a teeny tiny channel. He's got about 22k subs, but I really have seen like a growth and an overall like improvement in quality of video here over the past few months. I don't know if that's just me, but it is a good, solid, quality channel to watch and listen to. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm one of those people that I like to listen to the scary stories when I'm going to sleep, and it's something like relaxing about listening to scary stories. I don't know what that is, maybe because I'm a little bit crazy, but Bad Vibes is definitely one of those that's on my regular playlist, and if you have never listened, you definitely need to check it out.
And would comment on all her posts, telling her how pretty she was. Now that wasn't super weird, but we kind of found it creepy, because this dude was obviously in his late 50s, and she was 13. It eventually escalated. He started messaging her every day. Not anything overly creepy, just mainly.
Number 4 on the list is Channel X, and this is most definitely the newest channel on this list. First video only went up a couple months ago, but this guy's voice,
oh my god, this guy's voice, it is, if you didn't
know any better, you'd think he was using a voice mod. He has this very deep, a little bit raspy, perfect voice for narrating scary stories. Now, it doesn't necessarily take a deep voice to be an amazing scary story narrator. That's not it at all, but in some stories, in some ways, it definitely works. Now, he does a lot of creepypastas and things like that, and I mentioned earlier, creepypastas aren't necessarily my favorite. I like the no sleep and the, let's not meet type stories, and I like the, true paranormal stories and things like that too, but I know a lot of people really do enjoy the creepypasta videos, and so if you are one of those types of people, you definitely need to check out Channel X. His overall channel vibe and aesthetic kind of has this conspiracy, sort of like X-Files-y kind of vibe. I actually found him because he was featured in a video from another creator on this list that I'll talk about in a bit, but like I said with Bad Vibes, this channel right now is tiny, Channel X is, but he is on his way up. I guarantee it. He is going to be like all the creepypasta kids and things like that are going to latch on, and he's going to grow so quickly. I do not doubt it at all. Make sure you check out Channel X.
As I laid in bed counting sheep that night, I heard a curious sound out of the cool midnight air. Click, clack. I tried to ignore the sound, but it grew louder with each passing minute. Click, clack, click, clack.
When I say horror community, I am not using that as like a blanket term, especially with these next 3 creators that I'm going to talk about. It's kind of ironic that the guys and gals on YouTube that read like the freaky, spooky, scary stuff are genuinely some of the most like warm and friendly and inviting people. And not only that, they are super active and engaging like on their social media. Instagram, Twitter, Discord, they do live streams often in voice chat on Discord, and whenever you subscribe to these channels and kind of like go into this world, you're welcomed, and that is something that is rare to find on the internet just in general. Like, you guys know how clicky YouTube can be sometimes, and despite, community guidelines, despite anti-bullying, and let's love everybody, there's always trolls, and not everybody does that, and there are always those people out there that want to put others down to bring themselves up, and I think it is amazing that that's not how it is at all in the YouTube horror community. It genuinely is a very inviting place. So if you need someplace like that online, I definitely recommend checking out these channels and their subsequent social medias, because you'd be welcome there for sure. But let me stop rambling, let me stop talking about all that. Number 3 on the list is Swamp Dweller. Now, Swamp is not a tiny channel at all. He is getting pretty close to 200k subs, I think. But he's definitely one of my favorites. I like to refer to him as or describe him rather, as kind of like a boozy, gothy Captain Planet, because Swamp often does live streams in which he, if on YouTube, you can live stream, do super chats, and get donations from your fans. Well, a lot of creators use that money and put it back into their channel, and that's awesome, and there's nothing wrong with that. And especially full-time creators, that's what you gotta do to put food on the table. But a lot of times Swamp will do live streams, and he'll donate all the money that comes in from the stream to whatever cause it is that day. He is very, very charitable, and he is always donating to green type things like forest preservation, like wildfires in Australia or bushfires in Australia. Not only does he donate the money that he gets in from his live streams, he also makes it entertaining for his viewers because, you know, you donate $10, you get to, you know, pick what he does 2 shots of, and by the end of the stream, he's usually pretty drunk, and that's kind of entertaining. But aside from all of that, his channel is great. He has a second channel called Swamp that's more of like a vlog style channel, but his main channel, Swamp Dweller, is great. I love the cryptid stories. Those are my favorite with Swamp Dweller, but he also does small town stories, you know, forest ranger stories, you know, true scary story type stuff, in addition to some kind of like mini documentaries or unsolved mysteries and things like that. It's super entertaining all around. Again, super active on social media and very, very charitable. If you have not listened to Swamp Dweller, you're missing out. You definitely need to check it out.
Statement that was burned into my brain that will never leave me. Sir, Victoria has been missing for 6 months, said the officer. That's impossible. She was here. I saw her yesterday, last night, and this morning. I'm not crazy, I said while holding back tears and vomit. Be that as it may, sir, you are under arrest for kidnapping a Victoria Swampin, and God only knows whatever else you do once you tell us where she is. And you will tell us, said the deputy. He slammed the door and got into the driver's seat.
The next narrator on my list is by far the most popular. This channel has at least, if not a little bit over, 600k subs at this point. This channel was my gateway channel into the horror narration community. Number 2, Let's Read. Now, if you've heard of Let's Read, you know what I'm talking about. If you subscribe to Let's Read, you know how awesome and how perfect this guy is for reading like no sleep stories and true scary stories, let's not meet stories. It's like his voice was just created to read things for a living, and that's a great thing that he's doing that because it works out good for us. Now, Joel, the guy that is Let's Read, that's the creator of this channel, he doesn't necessarily have the deepest voice of other creators on the list, but it's just like so smooth, and like his intonation and the way he reads the stories is like professional level. This guy is great at what he does, and not only that, you know, he's super active on his social media, in his Discord. He's always like in the voice chat. He puts out 3 or 4 videos a week and often live streams, usually at least once, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. He's always really funny in his live streams also, and I think it's like entertaining to watch like him just be regular chatting in the live stream, and then it's like a switch flips and then he goes into narrator voice. There's a difference, and it's I don't know, I find it interesting. But you know, his fans call themselves the Buttersock Cult, which I guess I'm kind of a part of that, but I'm not sitting here with a Buttersock hoodie on or anything like that. I think that is a reference to how smooth his voice is, and then maybe an old iCarly reference.
I think that's where it comes from.
If anybody knows for sure, let me know in the comments. But if you aren't listening to Let's Read, you need to be listening to Let's Read. He is the next Mr. Nightmare, without a doubt. This guy is, like I said, pro level, awesome, amazing channel.
Make out that the passenger is the same cute but creepy customer, and there's clearly someone else in the driver's seat. There's no way to know for sure the customer's intentions, or if maybe he was just coming from work or not, but I knew that I was not about to stay to figure out, and I took a long and winding path home that night.
Before I get into number 1, I just want to do a quick shout out to someone in the horror narration community who's not a narrator at all. He is an artist, and he does digital art for a lot of the creators, especially number 2, Let's Read, and who I'm going to talk about at number 1. His name is Robin Mikalsen, and his art is amazing. Now, I honestly, the first time I ever listened to Let's Read, I tapped onto the video because the channel logo was so awesome, like the banner and things like that. Actually, I think it came up in my up next, and then I tapped on the channel because I saw like the astronaut guy. But his artwork, it is like spooky and macabre and, you know, just very, very dark, but also at the same time, like gorgeous and, like, you know, overwhelmingly aesthetically pleasing. Like, this guy's artwork, I don't know if it's just me and it just strikes every, like, chord with me and things like that, but it is amazing. And Robin definitely needs a shout out because he does a lot of the artwork for a lot of channels, and he's just such a talented guy, and that actually creates a lot of the just overall vibe of some of these channels, especially number 2, Let's Read, and my number 1. Alright guys, are you ready for number 1 on my list of YouTube horror narrators that you should be listening to? Because I'm ready to tell you number 1 on my list of YouTube horror narrators you should be listening to. Now, number 1 on my list is GenSen. And if you couldn't figure that out, because I've been sitting here in a GenSen hoodie the whole time, yeah, number 1 is GenSen. I love this channel so much. It is so fun in, like, so many different ways. Not only is GenSen a, like, top quality, pro level narrator, like, he has that deep voice like other people on the list, but he also has the smoothness of Let's Read. Like, he is just kind of like the total package when it comes to reading scary stories. But in addition to his horror narrations, he also does these ridiculous, totally nonsensical, hilarious parody videos of other narrators and just other people in general. Now, he recently did one that's Swamp Dweller. It's so funny, you definitely need to check it out. But he is most known for his Chills parody. Now, if you don't know who Chills is, you know who Chills is. Even if you don't know you know Chills, you know Chills. I think GenSen does a better Chills than Chills. But, you know, his channel is great. He uploads multiple times a week. Again, like some of the others, super active on his social media, very engaging with people that watch his channel and his subscribers. Just a genuinely great channel, entertaining in multiple ways, a decent dude, and, like, he's gonna be a huge channel by the end of the year. I have no doubt. He's a little over 2K subs at this point, but I know is in the process of getting monetized, if not already there at least. So keep your eye out for GenSen. Make sure you go on and subscribe. This channel is just going to continue to grow. Like I said, it's great in so many different ways. It's like the scary stuff and the funny stuff, and it all works so well together for this guy. I love this channel. It's great. You will love it too. Make sure you go on and listen to it. Like I said, this is a GenSen hoodie dress that I got on Spreadshirt. He does have merch on there, as well as Let's Read and some of the other guys on the list. So make sure you check it out. If you find one of these channels and really like it, support them in that way. I am a patron on GenSen's Patreon. That is how much I adore this channel. I pledge money monthly.
Please tell me they're going to do a wellness check and actually thank me for calling them about it. I went home and nothing ever came of it, but I still think about that from time to time. I did get a free pizza and potato wedges though, so that's pretty cool. Creepy lady in the apartment, let's not meet. And to the lady screaming, I hope you're safe and okay.
Number 10, Cream Pie Daddy. The last thing you'd want from your daddy is a cream pie. But if your father ever catches you doing the Cupid Shuffle, that might be just what you get. Number 9, coronavirus confirmed, my death note works.
As I mentioned before, Robin does the artwork, a lot of the artwork and things like that for GenSen's channel also. And, you know, it's just the overall aesthetic, the overall vibe, the overall everything of this channel is great. I know you will enjoy it. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it because I was very excited to make this video. I hope you found a channel that you maybe hadn't heard of before that you really genuinely enjoy. This, like I said, I love this community. These types of channels, they are right up my alley. I love them so much. I also want to say thanks so much to, you know, the creators on this list who gave me consent to use their audio in this video. I'm gonna link everybody's channel and all their stuff down there. So make sure you check them out. Go give them some love. Let me know who your favorite YouTube horror narrator is down in the comments. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. I'm Original Askerella. This is my channel. I appreciate every single sub that I have. I appreciate every like and every comment. Make sure you leave me some likes or dislikes. Like I always say, engagement is engagement. And in the comments, tell me whatever you want to tell me in addition to your favorite YouTube horror narrator. But that's it for today, guys. Always tap in, never tap out, and keep on slaying like a Saiyan.